Focus on education. Focus on the process of waterproofing. There's no cookie cutter in waterproofing. It's custom. It's focused on custom. So there's a cause and there's an effect for everything when it comes to waterproofing. So instead of just saying, okay, here's what's going on, all right, this is how you fix it. No, what's causing it? So that's my main thing. It's always a cause and it's always an effect. So you have to figure out what that cause and that effect is. And one thing about water, it leaves clues. So focus on the clues.
It's time for another episode of Rainmaker for Contractors. Interviews and success stories with $1 million plus basement waterproofing and foundation repair owners. Discover how they market and grow their companies in today's economy. Hear directly from the most successful leaders in your industry. With your host and Rainmaker for Contractors owner, Bill Crawford.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Rainmaker for Contractors podcast. Today, really excited to have Joe McPherson on our show. He's from Capstone Waterproofing. Joe, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Bill. Very excited.
Awesome. Hey, Joe, can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Yes. Capstone Waterproofing Solutions. We're here in the DMV area, the District, Maryland, and Virginia area. We've been in existence for about 11 years now.
That's awesome. How'd you get involved in basement waterproofing?
Well, Bill, it's interesting how I got involved in basement waterproofing. Actually, been a general contractor for about 14 years. And as been a general contractor doing that property preservation where we had a lot of vacant properties where people were foreclosing, we were going in and out of properties. And as we were going in and out of properties, we actually saw, what we didn't see. Let me take that back. We had mold in those properties. So it wasn't visible. However, it was in the air. And that actually got me sick. I was sick for about 3 weeks with acute bronchitis.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I was sick for those 3 weeks, I missed Christmas with the kids, with the family. And I just had a lot of time to think. And during that time of thinking, I just went on a mission. I said, hey, I don't want anybody else to feel this pain. So I went out and I found out how to get certified in mold as an inspector, as a remediator. And once I went and did that, I realized that the source for most of the mold was water. And once I found that out, I kind of met my mentor, who was doing the business for about 35 years. And he's just worked me and got me going in the business.
Wow. That's a powerful story. Obviously, personally, it affected your health, so you have a real mission and passion behind this. But I was thinking when you even shared you were a GC for 14 years, but when you go into a home, you're bringing so much knowledge about a home, about a basement, mold, indoor air quality issues. Getting back to your company, what services are you offering?
We offer basement waterproofing, foundation repair, mold remediation, and then we also do some putbacks. And what I mean by putbacks is when we do the waterproofing systems, we put the framing, flooring, and drywall back.
Got it. Do you do much basement finishing?
Not much. Our main focus has just been the basement waterproofing.
Okay. And then foundation repair, it's always a little bit of, to what level are you doing foundation repair?
Just stabilizing walls, maybe a bowing wall, rather we pin it, add beams. So not much of that either, but basement waterproofing is probably about 90% of our revenue.
Sure. When it's needed, you're there for them.
Yes.
That sounds great. So 3 weeks, missed Christmas, probably kind of got a life scare, got introduced to mold, learned about it, got certified, and now you're able to help people way beyond just, we get some water in the basement twice a year. You're able to create healthier environments for everyone.
Absolutely.
Kind of curious from a sales standpoint, how often do you get to tell your story?
Believe it or not, it's quite often, because when I go in, I actually talk to the client and kind of explain the house as a system. So you have the different systems. You have your HVAC system, you have your electric system, you have the structure, And I go into that, and then I explain to them how it all affects each other. So the foundation is the most important thing, because it's basically holding up everything you love upstairs, whether it's your kitchen, your bathrooms, your family. That's where your family sleeps. So that's why the foundation is so important. I just educate them on the foundation, and sometimes it's a mold situation where it's not quite where you're seeing water come in the property, but it actually could just be an air quality issue where they aren't getting the proper ventilation in that basement. So I explained to them, you may need a return vent here and a supply, but you don't have a return vent. So I try to give them an education on how that home works.
We've had several listeners express interest in being guests on our podcast, and we think that's fantastic. If your company generates over $1 million in revenue and you believe you have valuable insights to share, we'd love to hear from you. Additionally, if you are a supplier to the industry and want to explore partnership opportunities with Rainmaker, we are open to discussing collaborations. Finally, if you're a basement waterproofing or foundation repair contractor looking to boost your online marketing efforts and generate more leads, reach out to us. We're here to help you grow.
Beautiful. Nice. Education is the key to sales, right? And, I feel like you're offering so much more. Again, you're offering a total solution, comprehensive. And you're also, you're selling on help. I'm not going to ask you about your prices, but I would think because you're bringing in more of a permanent solution that's not only stopping water, but creating a healthier environment, I'm guessing your average sale is more because people are getting so much more. And when you get into health,
Yes.
With price, it's like, do you want to make your family healthy or not? It's like, well, yeah, right. So that's great.
Exactly.
All right, so let me ask you, I'm noticing on your Google business profile, you have 89 reviews, 4.8. That's outstanding. Great job. What do you feel like you do better than other waterproofing companies, generally speaking? It's your opportunity to toot your horn.
Educate. Education starts from the very first conversation. We're not just given a one-stop situation or solution. Every waterproofing job is custom. That's what I believe. You may not need the full shebang. You may need something small to help you with your situation. So we go in and we educate. And also when we're actually start the job or start the project, each piece of the project, we want to call the homeowner down to show them and explain to them what's going on so it can back up that education. So in the future, if something goes wrong or they see something where, hey, I'm still getting a little water in the basement, but now instead of me looking at the floor, maybe I'm looking up and now I see, oh, that's a pipe that's leaking, because we have taken them through basically a full 101, waterproofing 101. That's what would I call it.
That's awesome. And I'm guessing you build quite a lot of trust. Not only
Yes.
because you're not like, cool, here's your estimate, I have 5 other estimates. You're taking time to educate people. Here's what's going on. And then when they purchase from you, your crew is spending time with them, and there's got to be a very high level of trust when they're done.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
We have a philosophy, Bill. I'm going to cut you off. We have a philosophy. Our philosophy it's pretty simple. We have to be able to sleep at night. So each guy that we bring in and we train, any decision that comes up where you have to make any choice you have to make, will you be able to sleep tonight if you make that choice? 5 years down the line, this choice that you made, will that cause water to come back into this person's property? So that's what we strive on, is that philosophy of, can you sleep at night? Will you be able to sleep at night?
Love it. That's good. So you've been in business for 11 years. I'm guessing, when you transitioned from GC to waterproofing, you mentioned you had a mentor. What would you say you're doing now that maybe you didn't do 5 to 10 years ago? Have you improved any systems? Have you picked up any product line? How are you guys different today?
We learned to pick the right customer. A lot of times that, when you start in a business, you have these goals, what revenue goals. And those revenue goals, you start kind of chasing, and you maybe not in there getting those right clients because everything is about the bottom line. So what we've changed is we have to get the right client. So when we get that right client, they're okay with being educated. They're okay with getting the calls. Hey, I need you to come down to the basement to see this. Hey, I need you to come down to the basement. Because now they're interested. Before, it was just kind of well, we have to meet these revenue goals, and whatever we get is whatever we get. And that just wasn't the right way to run the company. And I'd say 95% of our clients are like family. I mean, I could pick up the phone and call them and have conversations. I know the kids, I know birthdays. So it's graduations. So it's been great.
I like it. I like that philosophy. When I owned my waterproofing company, there was a couple times that a rep would bring in a deal or got really close, and he would say something like, I got to tell you, these people said they had these other contractors out, and they sued every one of them, and no matter what they did, there was a problem. And I was like, no matter how good we are, I think these people are not going to be happy just because that's who they are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love stories. I love transformational stories. I think when anyone's had a business for a while, there's something that happens at the moment. It's a total nightmare. It feels like a disaster. And then you look back like, wow, if that didn't happen and if we didn't choose to get better and improve, maybe we'd still be struggling. But because that happened, we're a much better company now. Do you have a story like that? Is there anything that happened that you look back and wow?
Yeah, pretty big one. Even though I was excited about mold and transitioning to waterproofing, I was still running a general contracting business. And my passion was into helping people as far as their healthy homes. But bills had to be paid, so I was still on this side of general contracting. Got into a little, let's say trouble, but we had a bigger project and it just didn't go well. Didn't go well at all. The subs that I was using, I wasn't on top of the game the way that I was before because I'm over here waterproofing. This is my passion now. So if the job really got out of hand, the project really got out of hand. And it was a big moment for me because it showed me that I'm the leader of this ship. And if I'm not 100% in the game, then I need to leave it alone. So that's when I made the decision to just focus solely on waterproofing or remediation and foundation repair.
That's a big lesson.
Yeah.
It sounds like some Jordan Peterson stuff in there, taking responsibility. I'm the guy, you own it. I got man the ship and drive the boat. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Let's see. I think you're involved with you're one of these salt of the earth kind of guys. Is there anything that you'd want to mention that you're involved with that you try to make the world a better place?
I'm involved in a few things, a few different foundations, a few different mentor groups for young guys. So I've been helping out there, just maybe once a week, just kind of keeping up with the guys. It's almost like a kind of entrepreneurial mentorship. So the guys that are starting businesses or starting sales jobs, I kind of walk them through and just make sure that they do something that I wish I would have done a long time ago, which was slow down, but hurry up. And what I mean by that, slow down, meaning get the grasp of what you're doing. Understand, get the legal backing of what you need, get the processes of what you need. You just not need to find, it's almost like a football analogy is you gotta be able to tackle, know how to tackle, all your fundamentals, get those things. But when I would say hurry up means focus on not having tomorrow. Do everything that you need to do today, but at the same time, like I said, just focusing on those fundamentals. So that's one of the things that I try to preach to those guys, because it's something that I didn't do at the beginning.
Nice. I like it. It's awesome. There's an older author called, he wrote a book called The Wounded Healer by Henry Nouwen. The concept is sometimes in life we end up giving to people what maybe we wish we had when we were younger. And I've seen this throughout my life in several other people's lives. I love how you're giving back to the community. I think that the world and the younger generation definitely need mentors involved. Just kind of point them in the right direction, occasionally check in. Everyone deals with bigger decisions and needs feedback. So beautiful thing.
Yes. Appreciate that, Bill.
Yeah, of course. It's well, it's earned and deserved. If someone was starting a business, you mentioned some things right there, but let's say specifically waterproofing, what advice would you give them?
Focus on education. Focus on the process of waterproofing. Focus on, it's no cookie cutter in waterproofing. It's custom. It's focus on custom. So there's a cause and there's an effect for everything when it comes to waterproofing. So instead of just saying, okay, here's what's going on, or this is how you fix it. No, what's causing it? So that's my main thing. It's always a cause and it's always an effect. So you have to figure out what that cause and that effect is. And one thing about water, it leaves clues. So focus on the clues.
Yeah, absolutely. So one size doesn't fit all. Focus that kind of getting the root problem of it so that you could fix it the right way the first time.
The first time, yes.
So you have more happy clients, so you have less complaints and all that. So do it right the first time.
That's right. And I'm knock on wood, Bill. We don't have a service department, so we don't have anyone that has to go back out. Like, the jobs are done. Sure, you get a service call here and there, but when you get there and find out this wasn't from the system, this was from something else. So yeah, we're knocking on wood.
That's outstanding. That's why you have a 4.9 rating, right?
Yes,
Good for you. Hey, Joe, thanks for your time today. Thanks for joining us. Great to hear about your company. Wishing you all the success in the future.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. It's a pleasure being here.
Take care.
All right.
You've been listening to the Rainmaker for Contractors podcast, where basement waterproofing and foundation repair business owners and industry experts share marketing and sales information that helps you reach more customers. Please leave us a review on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform, and get all of our show notes at rainmakerforcontractors.com/podcast.